Kelly, great to have you on. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
It's our pleasure. The rest of the panel is also with us this morning. Former German Ambassador Rick Grinnell and Allison Maloney, the co-host of Wake Up America Weekend. I want to get right into an op-ed that you wrote for the Washington Times, where you strongly challenged President Biden and your opponent, Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. Why is Joe Biden the wrong guy for this moment right now?
Oh, not just the wrong guy. Joe Biden is the worst president in all of history. And there's several reasons why. In the op-ed, I make the case that he can't do that without bipartisan support. And Lisa Murkowski has given him that bipartisan support. But let's start with COVID. Joe Biden knowingly violated the rights of millions of Americans by imposing his will on their bodies without their consent. And the Supreme Court overturned that unconstitutional COVID shot mandate, using his own words against him. And the majority was Justice Barrett and Justice Kavanaugh, who Lisa Murkowski opposed their nomination. So if she'd had her way, that Supreme Court decision could have come out differently. And 850,000 Americans have now died under the watch of Joe Biden. When we only had 200,000 Americans die from COVID under President Trump, Biden said that he should step down as president. Anyone responsible for that number of deaths should no longer be president. He's promised us multiple times to get more tests out, and he's failed on that, more treatment, and he's failed on that. And so under his own standard, COVID management has been a complete fail, as has the economy. Our inflation is at a skyrocketing high. Our dollar is at a 26-year low. Energy prices are near 30% higher than they were a year ago. We feel that acutely here in Alaska because he has pursued this energy annihilating agenda that is spearheaded by the Interior Secretary, Deb Haaland. The deciding confirmation vote came from Lisa Murkowski. You were just talking about the issues with Russia. We now have to go to Russia and Iraq and Iran begging for oil and gas. We were energy independent before Joe Biden, and now we are supplicants to our foreign
and it's happened fast. Boy, it's happened fast. Took less than a year.
Kelly, Biden's a bad approval rating, right? Now, even we see Democrats and also the liberal media, they're abandoning him. Kelly, this is a big deal for the mainstream media to actually change their tune about the president, because he's gotten softball questions his whole time in office, and yet if you listen to some of these commentators, they're attacking him.
Absolutely. There's nothing to approve of. I mean, his polls are in the toilet, as they should be. Look at what's happened at the border, at our Mexican border. We've encountered about 2 million illegal immigrants coming across the border. In fiscal year 2020, it was less than 500,000 people. The DHS Secretary, Mayorkas, he said that these people can use criminal arrest warrants when they come in and commit crimes against U.S. citizens. We hand them a piece of paper saying, here's your warrant, and they're using that as identification to fly through TSA. This is how absurd this radical administration is, and Americans are seeing through it. They don't want to have any part of this leftist extreme agenda. It seems that their point is to destroy America, but Murkowski even voted for that. She's approved over 90% of his nominees, and she said if these illegal immigrants come into our country and commit crimes against U.S. citizens, they can stay here. So you can't accomplish these things as president unless you have support in the Senate, and we've got to change out these people in the Congress who are supporting this kind of an administration.
Kelly, this is Rick. I want to just dig deep a little bit on the 50-50 split in the Senate, because it's incredibly important. As you point out, Lisa Murkowski has voted against certain Supreme Court justices, the ones who are actually giving us more of our rights. If, as you say, if she had her way, we would not have had the mask mandate success that we just saw in the Supreme Court. But nomination after nomination, she seems to be falling on the wrong side. How are you going to be able to take her on in Alaska? Obviously, the Murkowski name is incredible. Your background is wildly impressive as somebody who comes from the intelligence community, I know. But how do you get that out to everyday Alaskans for the vote that's coming up very soon?
Alaskans are tired of the 41-year Murkowski political dynasty and the fact that she was appointed to the seat by her father when he became governor. She didn't originally win this. And they also don't line up with the radical Biden administration. We have common sense Alaska values here. And so when you go through the hit list of what Murkowski's done, like approving the debt ceiling increase, she's the only Republican who's in favor of the federal takeover of elections. she supported that. She opposed Brett Kavanaugh's nomination. She was the deciding vote to keep Obamacare. She's opposed these common sense justices. She's tanked our energy economy. Like thousands of jobs in Alaska are destroyed because of this vote for Deb Haaland. And we can go on and on about what Deb Haaland's done, shutting down 60 million acres in Alaska for federal lands that could be used for hunting. I mean, there's this long history of federal takeovers in Alaska. The federal government owns more land in Alaska than there is in the state of Texas. So what they decide to do with our land really determines our future. And Deb Haaland is just spearheading this shutdown of Alaska, and that all lies at the feet of Lisa Murkowski. She's got this mixed messages where she tells us one thing, but then she goes back in D.C. and she does all these votes to keep herself popular. She does the bidding of Joe Biden.
Popular
and
in
her
D.C.
liberal elitist friends.
with her, the people that
got a
are
race
in her own party in that cocoon. Kelly Tshibaka, so nice to meet you and have you on. Come back and see us. We're less than 10 months from the elections, November 8th, 2022. So come back and see us. We'd love to have you back.
And thanks for getting up early.
Yes. Very
yes,
early.
and I'm at Kelly for AK if the audience wants to know more and help us defeat Murkowski.
Okay, thanks so much. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.